In this video, I'll be giving my opinions of what I believe an optimistic, realistic, and pessimistic season could look like for Danny Jansen, while using advanced statistics to back up my claims. I'll also be giving historical examples to give you exactly what type of season I'm talking about. Let's get into it. My optimistic prediction is Javier Baez's 2021 season. In 2021, Baez hit 31 home runs, had an average of 265, an OBP of 319, and a slugging of 494 for an OPS of 813. The past two seasons for Danny Jansen have been riddled with injuries. But out of the 142 games he's played in, it's like we've been seeing a completely new player at the dish. With his elite defensive work and monster bat, Jano has proved himself as one of the best catchers in all of baseball. Let's take a look at his stats from 2021 and 2022. Jano posted impressive numbers in both years and was a crucial part in the success of the bottom of the lineup last season. And if we average them out over 162 games, you can see just how incredible his stats truly are. If a catcher is that type of season, he'd not only be an all-star, but also a Silver Slugger winner. So why hasn't Jano accomplished either of those feats? Well, the only drawback with Jano is his ability to stay on the field. Over the past couple of seasons, we have seen him battle a finger, oblique, and 2 hamstring injuries. It's always a big ask whether injury-prone players can stay healthy, but if he is able to, then a stat line similar to Javi Baez's 2021 season could be in line for him. Moving on to the realistic prediction, it's Jedd Gyorko and his 2010 campaign. In 2010, he hit 23 home runs, had an average of 249, an OBP of 301, and a slugging of 444 for an OPS of 745. If you look at Jano's lifetime stats, it seems as though he's had 2 separate careers. In 2018 to 2020, he was your average MLB catcher, prioritized on good defense and a bat that can occasionally come up big. But from 2021 to 2022, it's like we've been witnessing a completely different guy. Of course, it's only from 142 games, which isn't exactly a full season, so that is why I think we need to be a little bit more cautious when rating Jansen. Because if he were able to play 162 games in those seasons, they could have potentially evened out to something like Gyorko's stat line. But even with that in mind, I think Jays fans would be more than pleased if Jano can produce the same way Gyorko did. And finally, my pessimistic prediction, which is Maikel Franco's 2019 season, where he hit 17 home runs, had a 238 average, a 297 OBP, and a 409 slugging for an OPS of 705. Jano is a very hard player to predict. On one hand, it's possible to see him reach an 850 OPS, but on the other, a rather poor stat line like Franco's could also be the case, and one I don't think many Jays fans are willing to admit. When Jansen was struggling the most in his career, which is the beginning of the 2019 season, I remember reading an article about how he had the lowest OPS in baseball among all qualified batters. To me, this was a shock. As a prospect, Jano is always a bat-first type of guy, posting impressive numbers in the minor leagues. It will be interesting to see what type of season Jansen will have next year. With the DH spot occupied by Belt, no one exactly knows how the playing time will be split up between Jano and Kirk, but if you guys have any ideas what may happen, please let me know what you think in the comments. That's all for this video. I plan on making content like this at least 5 times a week, so if that is something you'd be interested in, you may want to check to see if you're subscribed. I want to build a baseball-loving community here, and I hope you'll stick around.